No worries, thank you. Good evening, everybody. Petershill Park is the venue for a Champions League second round qualifying final showdown between Ajax and Rangers. Both teams setting up the showpiece match with semi-final victories on Wednesday. Ajax overcoming Brøndby at Broadwood thanks to a 2-0 victory. And the Dutch side were then joined later by Leanne Crichton's Rangers as they completed a fantastic comeback victory after extra time, having fallen behind midway through the second half under the lights in Cumbernauld. It was the captain Nicola Docherty who got them back on level terms in superb fashion with a volley inside the area. And academy graduate Ailey Austin was the one to seal Rangers' place in tonight's match as they look to take a step closer to history by reaching the Champions League for the first time. As we take a look at tonight's teams, Ajax naming an unchanged side, which were 2-0 winners over the Danish outfit. Looking at the Rangers side, forced into a couple of alterations. Found Connolly Jackson coming in at left back as Nicola Docherty drops to the bench. And Bailey Collins is also in the side at full back in place of Kirsty Smith. A couple of Rangers debuts in midweek, of course. Collins coming off the bench. The likes of Hannah Blake and Micah Rosema and Grieve so as well in midfield. As anticipation awaits on a big night for the football club, as Katie Wilkinson exchanges the pendants with Ajax captain Sherida Spitz. Wilkinson taking the armband from the off for the first time for Rangers as we get ready to go here. The Polish officials team about to get us underway just shortly. Rangers in a familiar setup and middle to front. It's the same six who started well 3 days ago. As Ajax get their final messages on board as they look themselves to book their place in the playoff round. Coming out on top tonight. Rangers, of course, having the luxury of hosting this competition, doing so for the first time, and getting another taste of European action. Having missed out on it last campaign, a couple of these players were involved in the last featured at this stage, taking on Arsenal and Atletico Madrid. Using that as a learning curve, can they go one better and overcome the Dutch Giants tonight as we are set to get underway? Pitch that's, of course, also familiar for Rangers, with both Glasgow City and Partick Thistle plying their trade on this very surface. So it's not unfamiliar territory, and they'll look to make the most of that home advantage. You could feel how much it paid dividends on Wednesday evening Really using that backing all the way. Of course, we're just 10 players in the latter stages as debutant Eva Hendo was shown a second bookable offence, and her Rangers debut, competitive debut as well, joining on loan from Chelsea, was brought to her premature end. She's not involved now, of course, this evening, and she is suspended as Ajax settle into Tamela possession. Left back. Just a bit of a rejig for the Ajax team, but certainly pleased with the showing. Annette Grohl, the head coach, would have been happy with what she saw. A controlled performance, a clean sheet to go with it as well. Debutant between the foes, Femke Lee Ting, joining on loan from Chelsea as well, of course, keeping a clean sheet in their debuts. Ajax look to come forward for the first time. It's Maycroft who commits the challenge, and there's going to be an early caution here for the 16-year-old. Stopped the Dutch attack in its tracks. And a difficult match to play from now on in, having been cautioned inside the opening 2 minutes. The Amsterdam Bayside will have the opportunity to perhaps send this into the Rangers box for the first time, as you look to test Jenna Fife between the sticks. Going to be an in-swinging left-footed delivery. Rangers a bit of defending to do here early on as they look to avoid falling behind in European competition for the second match running. Swinging delivery comes in, screen through all the way through the back. Kaylee Austin was firmly in control of that one. Austin, as she did on Wednesday evening, starting alongside Dutch international Mika Rogsema. And the middle of defence, of course, was then moved to right back. Familiar in both positions, but did a fine job. Really coming of age, the academy graduate, enjoyed a really good last 12 months or so in Rangers colours as they look to come forward for the first time. That one just runs out of play for Bailey Collins. Of course, moving into a full-time environment for the first time, Collins. Enjoyed spells at fellow SWPL clubs, Aberdeen and Motherwell. Leanne Crichton has handed her a first pro contract in the game, signing last month on a one-year deal. Tackle from Connolly Jackson. She's, well, had to be patient for Rangers opportunities. Joined as a free agent 12 months ago. Acted as an understudy to Nicola Docherty, being the last featured for Sheffield United. English born, but able to represent Scotland through her grandfather. Ajax, a comfortable, confident side in possession. Rangers will have to be strong defensively. As Connolly Jackson battled away, turned over the ball. To come forward down the side though. So Van Dijk gets moved on to Spitz in the middle of the park. Looked like initial good combination play, but Hannah Blake got the body in between. Experienced midfielder on the ball, of course. So many caps for the Dutch national team, the 36-year-old. Brings so much experience to the table as Austin. She plays it off Katia Snoyes. Goal kick. Rangers opting to go short in these opening 5 minutes. Goalless at Petershill. It's at Laura Berry. Just couldn't get a body between Fisher and Amber. Moved across the back line with Anna Knoll. Moved on to Keelan Thomas. Connolly Jackson. A couple of interceptions in these early stages. That will do her confidence a world of good. Came on to help see out the match the other night. Everyone played their part. Leanne Crichton spoke about it post-match as well. Important the squad is going to be this campaign. Big turnover in the Rangers ranks once again, of course, but plenty of summer additions. They look to come forward for the first time. Kiri Wilkinson, Rangers' main source of goals in the previous two campaigns, captaining the side tonight, getting that honour as Ajax look to come forward. Ailey Austin and Collins have a bit of defending to do. It's kept alive. Opportunity perhaps inside the area. Switz is forced to come out. Ajax being patient on the edge of the area. Fisher Amber moving it to the left to the number 9 Snoyes. Back for Amber. Opted against the original left-footed delivery. Checks out. Her captain offers her support. Rangers trying to remain in a firm defensive shape. Clipped wide, flicked on. Austin in control of that momentarily, although has surrendered a corner kick. So Ajax, as Rangers would have prepared for and expected, looking confident in possession in these opening moments here at Petershill Park. And we'll have another set-piece opportunity to try and strike first on this big night. Worked it short in the corner, but offside flag going up. Rangers will happily accept that. Ajax, of course, also missed out on Champions League football last season. They did finish runner-up in the last campaign to eventual winners PSV Eindhoven. 4 points off the pace, finishing second in the respective league. Likewise with Rangers. Did feature in the Europa Cup in the last campaign. Getting to the round of 16 stage. Took by Harmaby, who ended up going on to reach the final, of course. Well, then beaten by Hacken as Rangers look to build a first attack. Khalees Brookshire, she was the one who put in the delivery, which was knocked down by Kiri Wilkinson from the corner the other night, and Nicola Docherty stepping up, and the captain needs to most. A rare goal for her. Last scored on this very pitch back in February in a Scottish Cup tie against Partick Thistle. Doesn't score many, Nicola Docherty, but such a steady performer, the Scotland international. Not much in the way of reporting in terms of chances at either end. So much at stake, a place in the Champions League playoff round. Rangers have been at that stage once before and were beaten by Benfica over 2 legs back in 2022. Now they would love to get to that stage once again. Do have the luxury, though, having won their semi-final on Wednesday evening, have now guaranteed themselves a Europa Cup qualifier regardless of what happens tonight. But Leanne Crichton and the team have higher ambitions than that, as Austin originally was able to take that one down as Ajax turn over the ball. It's Kip who's played it through, tried to help it on, did Snoyes, but Bailey Collins is in the way. Laura Berry back inside her own half, operating on that right-hand flank once again. Did so to good effect last season, as Jenna Fife just has to be careful here as Snoyes is able to latch on to Collins, and Austin can only send it into touch. Rangers just taking a chance or two in their back line on that occasion. Ajax keeping to get on with things at a packed out Petershill Park this evening. Rangers, of course, technically the away team tonight. Pass. That one is not hit the desired target in Kip. Of course, the 20-year-old winger come through the youth system at Ajax. Joined fully in 2022. Greenwater sure sends a ball over the top. Kerry Wilkinson will be interested to try and keep this one alive. Good cover by Sarah Keys. Belgium internationalist, of course. Bailey Collins just taking her time, but certainly put in a shrewd display off the bench the other night. Hannah Blake comes across. Collins is happy to accept another throw in here. Hannah Blake clips it down the line towards Collins. And the cover once again was Amber. Rangers just working themselves through the thirds. Laura Berry twisting and turning, felt she was fouled, Berry, and that was the case. Promising position for Rangers to perhaps send one into the area. It was good work from Laura Berry back to goal originally. And now a chance to send one into the box as Liefting has to organise her Ajax defence. Maycroft and Connolly Jackson on this near side. Two left footers, of course. Although Croft taking them with her weaker right the other night. It's going to be Maycroft. As Rangers target the opening goal here. Croft as a right-footed delivery from the youngster round the back. Kerry Wilson did challenge it. Hannah Blake's going to keep this one alive for Rangers. It's Bailey Collins. Wasn't the best delivery, but it's going to work out, and Rangers will take a bit of encouragement for the last few moments or so. Interception from Van Dijk. The home fans, fine voice as they look to cheer Rangers on to what would be a memorable European victory. Of course, the difficulty of the runners-up path. Rangers prove they can mix it with the top teams with that victory over Slavia the other night. It's going to be another Maycroft delivery as she's going over to that far side. Cross into the box. Header was in there from Ailey Austin. Looked to make it 2 for 2 in European competition, but over the top of the bar. Ajax keen to get on with things. It goes. Rosema did win it. As Croft tried to help it on to Khalees Brookshire. Connolly Jackson with a bit of defending to do. It's a good battle over there. Really strong challenge from Connolly Jackson. Referee was happy with it. Assistant on that side originally flagged for a foul, overruled. Croft, good ball retention from the England Youth International. Connolly Jackson down the line. Brookshire opted for the flick. Wilkinson turns it over, a little bit scrappy over on that side. Ajax now back in firm possession. Fisher Ambers seen plenty of the ball in these early stages. Diagonal pass, clipped wide, but loose that one. Brookshire did engage. Lively performance from the Greek winger, joined of course back in January. Rangers making 2 additions in that window. Comfortable start. Leanne Crichton be relatively pleased with how our team have settled here. As the competitive action ramps up for Rangers. Ajax firmly sharing the possession in these 15 minutes, but neither goalkeeper really been firmly tested as of yet. I'm just more than happy to allow the Dutch side to take possession, although they've come forward now as Fisher managed to skip away from the challenge of Berry. As Ajax efficient use of the ball, just look to move forward. for the occasion, but that touch was loose and Rangers will happily accept the throw in. Connolly Jackson send it down the line. Wilkinson unable to bring that one in. Second taste of European action for her. Featured in those Arsenal and Atletico Madrid games 2 years ago. Joined from Southampton. Main source of goals and a real added boost that Rangers have secured her services to a new contract for another 2 years. Put in goal scoring displays like that in 2 campaigns in a row. Imagine there'd be plenty of suitors. Ajax look to come forward. Roxema, of course. Dutch born. No, plenty about tonight's opposition. Wilkinson tried to meet the long kick. Connolly Jackson was aggressive on Van Kropen and the referee deemed it slightly unfair, and there's the free kick which Ajax get on with quickly here, and Van Dijk has a chance to send it across the ball, slips it across the back. Ajax continue to probe here, shot from range, flies wide of the post, Anna Knowles' effort. Centre back trying her luck, but couldn't find the target. Rangers, of course, going the distance of 120 minutes in midweek, given the number of absentees they had for that match. Asking to go again. It's a high demand as Maycroft just has to be careful here, and did get the decision under pressure from Van Dijk, the youngster, 16 years of age. Ajax, youngest ever women's debutant, and she featured in February this year. Roxema looks to have a real balance to that Rangers backline, left-footed centre back, not something they've had in recent seasons. That one just evades Croft. Eliasson tried to step into midfield, and Ajax could be onto something here as their main source of goals. And Snoyes was probing inside the area, but Roxema did well to come across on the cover. Was, of course, Snoyes who got the scoring going for Ajax in midweek. 2-0 win over Brøndby. Koppen getting the second Wednesday afternoon. Wilkinson did really well to shoot the ball there, and a priceless foul to get a team up the pitch. Just ask the question of the referee in the middle. Promising attack was being stopped there as Roxema wastes no time in getting Rangers on the move. Bailey Collins brought it down well. Laura Berry joining in on this attack. Both are shot. Back in professional football now, of course. Played in her native Denmark with Aalborg back in 2021 before then going to the States, playing in college football over these last couple of seasons after a successful trial with the Leanne Crichton side back in January. Move is now a permanent one, and having lost Shinji Kim to her loan spell ending, there was the need for reinforcements in the middle of that Rangers midfield. We'll hope to add something different in the campaign ahead as Ajax once again more than comfortable and happy just to retain the ball inside their own half. Just keeping it moving, and you just don't have to necessarily engage at that point. System that was really effective in the opening stages of Wednesday night's clash. Never really know what you're going to get in these European games, especially at this stage of the season. The league campaign not started as of yet. Pass to the third, Rogsuma able to step in, and despite not being able to keep the ball, Rangers seem happy in compact shape they're in. Laura Berry is able to nick it on that occasion. It's Fisher high. Inside it goes. It's good interception from Katie Bother, shot into Katie Wilkinson. Another foul on the England forward. That's the lead by example tonight. So much experience and such a big game player as well. Countless derby goals last season, a hat-trick in the Easter Monday meeting as well. Not many bigger games Rangers can feature in, but this certainly ranks up there. As Austin clips it forward. Wilkinson tries to bring it in. Berry was close by. Hannah Blake moves it to Bailey Collins. Austin to Thurso. Rangers perhaps will like a spell of possession of their own. You've seen a lot of it happen in front of them. Maycroft, that pass originally intercepted. Tried to shield that one for a throw in, although Coppin didn't originally feel that was the case. Over the top, Wilkinson will chase this one down as Seri Keys sends it into touch. Brookshire tries to latch onto it here. Goes down, Khalees Brookshire. Not too many appeals from those on the pitch. As Ajax turn over the ball forward in a powerful run. Van Coppin here. But evades everyone. Didn't seem too much in the way of support. Been a cross-come shot from the 20-year-old. Again, another such an impressive Ajax academy setup. Just 20 years of age. Really seem to give youth a chance. Made their debut Super Cup match 2 years ago against FC20. He's kicked on. Become a first team player ever since. Hannah Blake. Taste of European football for the first time in her career, having the move from Durham earlier this summer. Clip ball forward from Rogsuma has Khalees Brookshire interested. There was one by Keys, but Connolly Jackson is able to move her way up the pitch, and Rangers will look to profit from a throw-in in the final third. Wilkinson tries to meet the first contact. Laura Berry was in there too. Bailey Collins coming inside. Right-sided player, really versatile Collins. Rogsuma clips the ball forward, and Leighton, who's featuring for the second time in Ajax colours. 6 debutants for the Dutch side in midweek, including the goalkeeper. Snoyes up top, no to break, who's on the bench this evening. Thomas and Keys, all summer arrivals. Ajax clip the ball into midfield as Snoyes comes deep. 4 years in WSL with Everton. Really experienced striker and the main source of goals for tonight's Dutch side. So look to knock the ball down the flank. So much at stake. Unsurprisingly, cagey affair inside the opening quarter of an hour. Quarter of the match, rather. Croft did intercept it originally and was hold the possession. Ajax Blake to come forward. Laura Berry getting a vital 2-1 there as Rangers. Hannah Blake looked at forward options, wasn't too much forthcoming. As Collins moves it back for the New Zealand international. Bailey Collins goes snapping into the challenge. Laura Berry tussling as Leifting had to be sharp off her line there. Austin winning the resulting header. Close contest so far, not much in the way of chances. Both goalkeepers having a relatively quiet evening so far in Glasgow. Leanne Crichton will be pretty content with what she saw so far. Wilkinson round the corner for Thurston. Tried to help it on, but Anna No was the one composed and happy to go back to our goalkeeper. First meeting between these two sides as Austin and Oxma sort of going each other's way, but worked out absolutely fine from a Rangers perspective. Laura Berry made her professional debut on this very pitch. Match against Partick Thistle under Milky Thompson back in 2023. Become a real mainstay in the Rangers team, Berry, having enjoyed successful loan spells with Motherwell, proving herself in Scotland's top flight. She grabbed her chance in Leanne Crichton's first season in charge, and as a result, taking the number 9 jersey, last worn by Kirsty Howitt, of course. Been involved with the Scotland picture as well over the summer. It's a real breakthrough 12 months as Fisher skips away from the Rangers number 9, pass inside, evades everyone, and Khalees Brookshire back in a defensive position from the left flank, and Hannah Blake can turn over the ball. Laura Berry looks to get Rangers going as we look to see the first effort on goal tonight. Laura Berry, delivery into the box, flashes round the back post. Khalees Brookshire trying to use her pace to keep that one alive. As quick as she is, just unable to keep that one in, but Berry, as previously mentioned, so effective from the right side, more comfortable through the middle. Seems to come in off that flank and combine with Wilkinson to good effect. He's played up front in a 2 as well on occasion. As Austin moves it to Collins now. Back to Berry. Hannah Blake snaps into that tackle, looks to have taken a bit of a late one. Play goes on. Connolly Jackson, she'll be delighted to get more minutes in a Rangers jersey. Khalees Brookshire can often be the difference maker. Tried to play one with the outside of her left down this side towards Katie Wilkinson as she commits the foul at the end up. Coffin's just going to need a moment or two here to get back to her feet. Brookshire, real live wire, and became a firm fans' favourite at the Rangers in the early part of her career in Glasgow. Scored a quite memorable goal on this very pitch in a 1-1 draw with Glasgow City back in February. The moment she really arrived in a Rangers jersey, and high hopes for her as Ajax tried to come forward on that occasion. Maycroft able to tidy up Wilkinson. Drops in to try and link the game. Rangers taking a risk and may end up punished for that as Ketia Snoyes' effort flies over the top of the bar. Just a bit of a warning sign for Rangers that Ajax will be there to pounce if there's going to be any errors inside their own half. Taking a bit of risk or two, but continuing to play out. Just have a moment or of stoppage back underway now. Jenna Fife. Close competition between the posts for Fife, with the signing of Shu Oba. Earlier this summer, Collins coming in field. Hannah Blake, a real creative spark for Rangers, often operates on the flank, but taking the number 10 jersey here, and well, will really look to adopt to a central role as well. Players gone by operated in that position, like Rachel Rowe was a real fantastic asset to Rangers in her 1 year in Glasgow, winning the league's Player of the Year. Camilla Faye's also operated in that role, and not quite be like for like, but Hannah Blake is going to try and make that position her own, although sitting in a midfield three tonight with Croft and Thurso. As Collins gets the play back underway, met by Ajax captain. Collins snaps into another challenge, as does Thurso. Blake couldn't quite bring down the forward pass of the Dane. Blake tried to get her body back behind the ball as Van Koppen used her strength to shield it. Still no real efforts on goal in this Champions League qualifying final. As Kip goes inside. It's just going a bit frustrated with movement in front of themselves. They look to up the tempo. So, of course, last winning the title in 2023 in their native Holland. Happy to just work their way forward from left to right. Side managed by Nanook Brule, one of Dutch's youngest head coaches at just 31 years old. There's Van Dijk, may well have just tripped over the ball, and Maycroft has turned it over. Tries to clip one into the channel. Rangers could be onto something here with Killies Brookshire on the left-hand side. Brookshire, left-footed cross is cut out at the front post by Keelan Thomas, but Rangers turning the ball over in the middle of the pitch there, and to turn defence into attack in the blink of an eye. And Brookshire, as she so often does, going down the outside trying to get a left-footed delivery, and blocked on that occasion, but a corner kick to come, and Maycroft, who's been on duty in these opening 34 minutes, will go across to deliver once again. Fallon Connolly Jackson in close proximity, as they're going to be one off the training ground. It is a short corner. Brookshire joins in, checks back onto her right side, happy to use Grebo Thurso, moves it on to Bailey Collins. Rangers patiently work it, and Micah Rolsema could be onto something here. The centre back was high up from the corner kick and peeled off to the right side, left-footed, sized up her options in the middle of the box, ended up trying to go for goal at the near post, but into Leifting's side netting. But a bit promising from Rangers in those last few moments, and take a bit of encouragement from how solid they have looked here. So much at stake, and ideal preparation, of course, these two games for the league opener in 8 days' time up at Lynx Park. Montrose await for Rangers on the opening day for the second season running. It was Leanne Crichton's first competitive outing back in August of last year, where Rangers fell behind before a 6-1 win arrived. Defeated side that day. Seemed to be a theme of the early parts of the season, with the defence chopping and changing, with like a real settled backline heading into this new campaign, albeit having to change tonight's fullbacks. Ajax, as we've so often seen in this opening 36 minutes, comfortable in possession in this sort of area. Smits clips one to the back post impressively. Rolsema had a bit of defending to do. Ailey Austin done well. Round on the cover. Looks to take real confidence, the Scotland under-23 international, from a fantastic display the other night. Of course it was. First start in Champions League action, and she grabbed the opportunity with both hands to come up with the game's decisive moment. Not for the first time delivering a big goal for Rangers. Came off the bench in a Old Firm win last September to head home the crucial second goal in a league victory at New Douglas Park. Bailey Collins, versatile player who can operate really several positions on the pitch. Right-sided, known as, doing a job at right back tonight, as she did on Wednesday night. A real progressive move for her career. Leanne Crichton working with her at Motherwell and bringing her to Rangers as Connolly Jackson chases this one down. Under pressure from Keelan Thomas, who did well to send it up the line. Here's the captain, Spitz. Just uses her experience in the middle of that pitch. Bit of combination play with Van Koppen there as Spitz clips one forward as Ailey Austin has to go across. Ajax coming forward, delivery into the area, met by the head of Rolsema. Brookshire trapped that well out the sky. Not much in the way of forward options. Connolly Jackson looked to see what was ahead of her, but Rolsema just taking a moment to get back to her feet. Rangers a bit light on the ground in terms of their substitutes bench. A few academy graduates were involved the other night. Goalkeeper La Rose Rarity, Isla Miller were named in the squad 3 days ago, and are on the bench again tonight and joined by Kelly Fellows. Rolsema seems okay though, as she settles into life in Glasgow, making the move as a free agent from FC Nantes in France. He's certainly been about, has played over in Ireland and Calgary in Canada as well. Another that's come through the college system over in the States. He's gained real experience, time in Cyprus as well. But it's a new home in Glasgow for the Dutch defender for the next two campaigns. Goes back to Jenna Fife, sends it long. It's great, both her shot doing what she has done in the match so far, tidying things up in the middle of the pitch, breaking the game up as Connolly Jackson tried to send one forward. Lacked the desired accuracy. Wilkinson asking why it wasn't sent over the top towards Brookshire, and Ajax look to profit from the turnover. Van Koppen on the right hand side. Connolly Jackson with a bit of defending to do. Van Koppen comes into the box. Thurshaw once again there to turn over the ball, and Rangers look to come forward with Croft. Clipped over the top, but overhit as Leifting has the comfort of being able to gather that one. 5 to go until the interval. It remains goalless in the UEFA Champions League second round qualifying final between Ajax and Rangers, with a place in the playoff round up for grabs in mini knockout tournament. Slightly different format to the men's qualifying. As Ajax come forward once again. Van Koppen, Connolly Jackson stepped in. Croft turned it over, battled away. And Croft clipping one over the top towards Kerry Wilkinson. Has to put the burners on to try and keep that one in. Just overhit for tonight's captain. Defensively sound, Rangers have been. Ajax remained relatively untroubled as well. Micah Roksema having a shot that hit the side netting, but both sides sort of cancelling each other out thus far. As they target a breakthrough before the interval here, and the respective head coaches can get the messages on board. Dessel. Centre backs combining. Here's Sharambar. Recycles the play. Diagonal passes. Jan Kipp is onto it, down by the corner flag. Van Dijk comes in field, the 16-year-old off the right-hand flank where she's operating into Spitz, the captain. Ajax just looking to up the tempo before the interval here. Spitz with a diagonal pass towards Van Koppen, brought down well. Underlapping run, intercepted and read well by Roksema, although her clearance ricochets off Van Koppen as Noordum was there as well. Spitz sends it into the area. Austin blocked it. Roksema cleared it. It's Ajax with all their outfielders inside the Rangers half. Just over 2 minutes plus any additional time to be played here at Petershill, with the final locked level and goalless for now. Van Koppen against Connolly Jackson once again. Delivery across the box. Evades everyone bar Kipp at the back post. Tries to deliver. Couldn't beat Thurso at the front. As Grebo, first shot. Sends it clear. Rangers just can't quite get out at the moment. Not quite backs against the wall, but just can't quite move up a third of the pitch to cause Ajax any problems and have a bit of possession of their own, as the Dutch side coming into their own towards the end of the half. Delivery across the box. Van Dijk did bring it in inside the area, but there's a late foul from Kipp. Looks like Laura Berry is the one who's been caught late here, back doing her defensive duties to good effect. Just taking a moment, Berry. Putting a body on the line for the team, and Rangers will be grateful for that, and getting a free kick towards the end of the half, as we look destined to go in at the break goalless here. Set to be a minute of additional play at the end of this first half. A first half that has been robbed of any real effort on goal. Both goalkeepers been relatively quiet. Two teams going tit for tat as Ajax look to come forward. It was a loose pass from Kipp, although the Dutch side do have thrown in the inside the Rangers' final third. Spitz's delivery is a dangerous one. Rangers just had to be wary on that occasion. Sharambar it was, up from the back, but unable to make the desired contact. It's the final 30 seconds of this final contest. Kip has seen a lot of the ball in these last few moments on the left-hand side. As is Van Coppens, he's really been involved. And Ajax look to have the final say of this first half as they probe inside the Rangers half as Amber goes back to Anna Knoll. That's that for the opening 45 minutes here at Petershill Park. Ajax and Rangers going in goalless at the break. So much on the line in this UEFA Women's Champions League second round qualifying final, with both teams cancelling each other out. Not been too much on the way of clear-cut openings. Ajax's main goal threat in Katja Snoes has had a couple of efforts that flew across over the top. Mika Rolsema having Rangers' best moment via a corner. Both teams really been sort of limited to set-piece opportunities here. But both goalkeepers have remained relatively quiet. And Leanne Crichton will now have the opportunity to get the half-time messages on board. With so much at stake. Everything to play for in the second 45 minutes here at Petershill. An opportunity for Rangers to reset and go again, but Scotland international in charge, you would imagine, will be relatively content with her side showing, limiting a well-organised Dutch side to very little over first half of the game, and they go in goalless at the break. It's Ajax nil, Rangers nil.
Fires one across goal. And it's Belle Breda. She's looked so promising down the left-hand side. She's been found by a teammate this time instead of trying to become the provider. She is the goal scorer, and it's Slavia Prague 1, Rangers 0. Boston wide for Brookshire. Again on that stronger looking left foot. That's a lovely looking ball. It goes all the way behind for the goal kick, but both Berry and Wilkinson in there flinging themselves at the ball. Just not coming off for Rangers in an attacking sense, but they're growing in this game in the ascendancy. It's been all too easy for the Czech goalkeeper as Brookshire continues to dazzle down the right. Delivery blocked in behind for the corner. Been a joy to watch at times tonight. Callisti Brookshire. And she helped produce a goal for Rangers. Got it back from Berry. Brookshire's delivery. Wilkinson across, and it's in. It's the captain. It's Nicola Docherty. She levels for Rangers with 9 minutes to go. A huge goal in the Champions League for the skipper. It is Slavia 1, Rangers 1. And it's a captain's goal from Nicola Docherty. Rangers have been pushing. Rangers have responded. Wilkinson's header back across for Docherty. It's really their first effort on target. It's a fantastic acrobatic effort from the captain. Endo clips one in behind, looking for Berry. She'll get onto it here, Laura Berry. Collins looking a supporting run. Berry holds it up. Does very well for Wilkinson now. Looking for the run here. In behind of Ailey Austin. And Austin puts Rangers in front. Well, they have been rampant since that double change. And another switch from Leanne Crichton. Into extra time. Berry for Wilkinson, who's dropped deeper with the earlier double change. Ailey Austin, who started the game as a centre-back, has moved forward to full-back. She made a marauding run forward there, picked out by Wilkinson, and that is a lovely finish from the defender. End up slightly high boots. Will be an accidental, and the yellow cards out here from the Romanian official. Since Rangers got the goal to put them in front, the goal which they'll hope will be the winner. The third would certainly seal it as Cruft puts through Hendel. Eva Hendel onto her right foot, which is unlucky there. Vesela having a go at the midfielder. I think Slavia unhappy with the way Eva Hendel tried to get the ball back. The referee's going to go to her pocket here. Somebody else? No, it was the referee mistaken. Well, that is, as far as red cards go, the two of the harshest bookings of all time, you would have to say. Eva Hendel. And this is an art in managing the game. Berry. And Rangers have done it. It is Slavia Prague 1, Rangers 2. The full-time whistle is blown.
Most people only see the 90 minutes, but match day starts long before the first whistle.
Match day is for us. For each person who gives everything for the badge. And for everyone who turns up week in, week out. Believing this game can become something even bigger.
Wilkinson scores, and Rangers have surely secured a massive victory.
Our game only grows when we grow together.
So many other places in Glasgow that aren't as cold as here as well.
And you put players to it because most of them is like, this is our player, like, again, if
especially when you've not packed white jackets. It's cold.
Well, we don't even have them yet. Like, we haven't bought it yet. So yeah, we just send out a note to like, okay, so next year, please have it ready.
Make sure we've got them early.
Yeah, because we also for staff we don't have like any formal clothing either. So our officials who play with like blue stuff. Like those who play everything, I'm like, please.
Can I borrow?
Can I borrow something, please? They're all like, yeah, we've got this, we've got that. I'm obviously hoping we still do it.
Yeah. No extra time, please.
I'm not looking forward to that. Also because I think later on it is not fun.
Yeah, we've done okay so far for a while now. That point of the break was a
These are like 130s.
hopefully a goal in the line.
Also because it's so stressful. But I will say, going through, you can get some crazy goals. You just got Chelsea, Wolfsburg, so
Far nicer than Peter Silva.
yeah, I was like, for weather purposes, I'm fine with playing the game. Please,
Absolutely, that would
just
be
do
nice.
it.
That would be nice.
Because I already know if you get Chelsea, we're going to go there, it's also going to be 15 degrees in there.
Yeah.
I just know it already.
Cold and wet.
It'll just be like, and then everyone will say, well, 2 weeks ago was nice weather here. I just know it, you know?
I actually think the weather's to be nice here next week. Watching the forecast, it's to get warm again, which is so difficult, I know.
Well, we went to Austria on training camp, and it was alright weather, like 25 degrees, but it also, like, it rained pretty heavily sometimes.
Yeah.
And it was, like, so nice weather that time. We came back, it was, like, cloudy. It was still 20 degrees,
Yeah,
so
but
it was
not-
fine, but it was not like
not
the
what you
25
want.
where everyone was texting me, like, oh, we're going to the beach. And now also, my family's like, oh, we're going to the beach, we're going to the beach. And I'm like, you can all choose.
I know how it is. I think they're going to commit to probably to both this time. There's a sub about to hit below, Will, and I answered.
Teams making their way back onto the pitch here at Petershill. Closely contested opening 45 minutes. All to play for. between Ajax and Rangers. The prize of the playoff round for Champions League at stake. Remember, extra time and penalties will be played this evening should they be needed. Rangers going 120 minutes in midweek, but did find the decisive breakthrough to win it before spot kicks. Do have experience in that front, of course, as well. Winning the Sky Sports Cup semi-final last season. But a long way from that as Ajax make their first switch of the night. Iteration as Syracuse is off by as Sophie Tibrate comes on, who made her debut in midweek, and she enters the field of play for the second half. 23-year-old from FC20. We're back underway at Petershill, all to play for. And nicely poised between Ajax and Rangers. Leanne Crichton getting her message on board to the team. Would have been content with the resolute defensive display that her side put on, but showed some attacking promise as well on occasion, but couldn't quite test the goalkeeper as Ajax look to come out the traps quickly here. Van Koppen in behind, Connolly Jackson matching her all the way for now. Forcing the winger back, Van Koppen tries to put a delivery into the box, dangerous one. And the header was from Van Dijk. 16-year-old was the one who met it, but her header loops onto the roof of the net. As the Dutch side look to come out the traps quickly there. Just continuing to look from a build from the back strategy. Free growth will show us Hannah Blake dropping in. Moves into the middle of the pitch as Maycroft. A lot of players around her did well to protect the ball and buy the foul. Come of age, 16 years old, winning the SWPL Young Player of the Year last year. Made her debut in a Sky Sports Cup match in September 2024. Greebothershaw moves it wide, Connolly Jackson high and wide on the left side. Her pass inside was intercepted by Thomas. Thurshaw wasn't able to latch onto that, and Van Dijk looking to use her pace to come forward. Pass inside, Rogsama intercepts. Ajax back in possession once again. Looked really assured when moving the ball around in that opening 45 minutes. Just looked for that cutting edge and look to provide it here. Opportunity perhaps as Kip just ran into the traffic, and it was Ailey Austin who managed to suss out the danger, much to the frustrations of the 20-year-old winger. Creative wide player with an eye for goal. Not had too much of a look in so far tonight, although has looked lively down that flank. And Jenna Fife can get us going once again. Looks as though she may well be Rangers' #1 goalkeeper, with Sho Oba providing competition this season. Of course, it was Sophia Kelly who joined on loan from Aston Villa in January to provide competition in the second half of last season. Thelma Iversdottir leaving permanently to go back to her home country this summer after spending last season in the second half of the last campaign at Inter Milan on loan. But new goalkeeper, Japanese international Sho Oba. Rangers fans yet to see her in competitive action, although has featured in a couple of the friendly matches that readied them for these Champions League matches, although Ajax look to come forward here. Van Dijk just lost their footing on that occasion. Elsa Van Dijk. Had a bit of an overload on the far side, but breaks down to Rangers relief. Laura Berry just plays it off Kip. Happy to accept the throw. Right on halfway. The longer it goes on, the longer you feel it's a moment of quality or perhaps a mistake that may be the difference between these two sides. Just a late foul there. Hannah Blake as well is taking a slow run in the middle of the pitch. Polish referee just going to take a moment to make sure everyone's okay. Busy month for Rangers. August always is the season, restarting the play out the Champions League mini knockout tournament tonight. Links Park in 8 days' time, as previously mentioned. Newly promoted Spartans will then come to Broadwood the following Sunday before going to last season's champions Hearts, who were beaten at this very stage earlier today as they lost out 2-1. Going through the champions path. Rangers just taking a bit of a chance. Kribothershaw, really clever turn though, away from the danger. It can drive Rangers forward here. Ajax had committed a few people to the press. Rangers coming forward, move to Katie Wilkinson. Her touch to the right finds Laura Berry. Delivery round the back post is only into the hands of the goalkeeper, Leifting. It was better though from Rangers. Could see they could get a bit of joy from turnovers and counter-attacking football. Although that was good build-up of their own. Brave in possession was Rangers' new number 8 in the middle of the pitch. As the fans look to provide the backing for Leanne Crichton's side to try and take another step closer to doing something they've never done before and reach the Champions League proper. Be a real massive step for the football club. These players really gaining valuable experience through these games. Of course, readied themselves with a triple header of friendlies in the build up to this one. Some are taking a bit of a chance. Connolly Jackson's having to backtrack. And it is played off the young defender. And it's Ajax who are going to have the first set piece chance since the restart. Much to Rangers' own doing though. Can Ajax profit and land the first blow in this final? It's going to be an in-swinging left-footed delivery. Whipped into the box, header around the back post. Cleared away from Wilkinson. That one looked as if it could be heading goal bound, but for tonight's Rangers captain to be in the right place at the right time to make the clearance. Just a bit of a warning sign as Ajax look to take a lift from that. Just know these big games, the first goal can be ever so crucial. Goes on. Rangers of course were stretched to the maximum on midweek, going the distance. I think this could play a real part as Ajax coming through their match with Brøndby in 90 minutes. Captain Spitzer dictating the tempo in the middle of the pitch, moved to the left hand side now. Kip, stopped momentarily by Laura Berry. Recycles it. Spitzer once again, number 8 in the middle, clips it towards the box. Austin challenged. Fisher Amber is there to continue the attack, and it's worked back to their captain in the middle of the pitch, just looking for balls in between the lines to try and disrupt this well-organised Rangers side. Ball switched to the flank as Van Koppen is peeled away from Connolly Jackson from the time being, skips inside the area. Van Koppen looks to pick out a teammate. Rolsema came across and made the block from a Rangers perspective. Lively from Mitri Van Koppen. Just a change of pace to get away from the Rangers number 29. Getting an opportunity at the left full back position tonight. Quick corner taken. Van Dijk close by. Played edge of the area to Keelan Thomas. Amber was there as well. Spitzer, the captain, taking up a familiar central role. Tries to play pass through the middle. Laura Berry was there with Van Dijk. Rangers struggling to scramble it away, but Kerry Wilkinson was back doing the defending as there is a caution in there. Not sure who it was who had just too much to say to the referee. Croft was put in the first half, joined by an Ajax player now. Rangers be relieved for that decision to go in their favour. Rangers will look to up their attacking intensity. Such a demand. I wonder when Ian Crichton might to her bench after demanding midweek. Cal Brookshire in the meantime looks to provide that attacking spark. Brookshire's delivery across the box. Round the back, Grebo Thurshaw fires it back across. May well have been a shot from the midfielder, but dragged it as Ajax were able to calmly turn over the ball inside their own box. And they look to turn defence into attack as Amber is high down the left flank, under pressure from Bailey Collins. Grebo Thurshaw is there to tidy things up once again. Really broke up play efficiently this evening so far. Ajax coming again. Really trying to get down the sides, although clever intricate midfield play there, but I'm just happy to screen it back through to Jenna Fife. Those aforementioned friendlies Rangers were put through their paces, firstly by a team whose home turf is this very pitch. Partick Thistle came to the Rangers training centre last month before a pair of English friendlies down south against Newcastle and last year's WSL2 champions Birmingham City, proving to be highly beneficial minutes and match preparation to the trickiness of the Champions League falling at this time of year when they had no competitive action under their belt heading into the Slavia Prague game on Wednesday evening. All over the top, it was missed by Austin initially. Good challenge in there by Bailey Collins. Maycroft trying to do a bit of cover as Van Koppen's up against Connolly Jackson again. Connolly Jackson does well to stop the cross. First law of the fullback, stop the delivery into the area. She did her job to good effect on that occasion, but Rangers are going to have another corner kick to contend with here. It's Ajax who shaded the play since the restart as we approach the hour mark in Petershill. They look to strike first on the night. Delivery across the box, blocked initially. Flick towards goal. Into the hands of Jenna Fife, and Rangers just looking to get a lift and spark themselves into gear in this second half. Laura Berry doesn't want to throw off Anano on that occasion. It was all very congested inside that penalty area. The flicked on header could have went anywhere. Ball forward as Austin. It's under pressure from Snoyes. There's a bit of a thing or two to say to the referee, frustrated. So far, the 29-year-old, 38 caps for the Netherlands. And signed last month. He's been a top goal scorer for AZ Alkmaar as well. As Ajax make a couple of alterations with Van Schoenhoven. And Smits on. Wilkinson controls the long kick. Laura Berry was interested too. Straight into the action. And Schoenhoven, 28-year-old, can play in midfield, signed from FC Utrecht. And the respective Netherlands. So it looks as though she's slotted in at right back. Joelle Smits, the second in that double substitution. Keelan Thomas and Sari Keys. Prior to that, Van Dijk and Thomas replaced. Ajax looking, hoping that those subs have the desired impact. Connolly Jackson, Schoenhoven really into the action, shading the off. It was her on the underlapping run as Derso came across, and it was Cal Brookshire who helped out her teammate. Last touch coming off the Greek international, course American-born Kalish Brookshire. Playing her trade in Iceland and professional football in recent seasons before moving to Rangers earlier this year. Delivery coming into the box. Fully past everyone. As Micah Rosima clears it long. Laura Berry's interested. Gets Rangers up the pitch. So a couple of changes for Rangers. Nicola Docherty on for Fallon Connolly Jackson, and Sophie Black on for May Croft. Docherty was the player who got Rangers back on level terms in midweek with a moment of inspiration from the captain. Took a bit of a knock late in that game, only deemed fair enough for the bench, but she's on and looks to have an impact in what remains of this game. And Sophie Black gets more European experience, was a midweek sub as well. Another player who, alongside Lily Boyce, who's signed their first professional contracts at Rangers this summer, signing on a 2-year deal. Another who's benefited from productive loan spells at fellow SWPL clubs. Spent time at Motherwell on 2 occasions in recent seasons. Was part of the Rangers squad under Joe Potter that headed to London the last time they were involved in this competition. Just 16 years of age. A real shock, she said when describing The moment she knew she'd be part of that travelling squad, having only made her debut on the opening day of that season up at Aberdeen. Bit of a wasteful one there from an Ajax perspective. Sophie to break the summer arrival a bit loose. She settles into the game off the substitutes bench. Good turn from Laura Berry on that right hand side as Rangers look to get something going. Haven't really clicked in an attacking sense since the restart. Sophie Black tried to battle away in the middle of the pitch as she looks to get comfortable in the game, as Jenna Fife has a bit of sweeping to do. Offside flag going up against Katie Wilkinson. Seemed to be expected that to be forthcoming on that occasion. Ajax wasting no time. 25 minutes of normal time here at Petershill Park. It remains Ajax 0, Rangers 0. And this battle for a place in the playoff round in the UEFA Champions League qualifying, Europe's most prestigious cup competition. It's the women's game introducing the Europa Cup in the last campaign. Ball down the side, Smits the one to chase. Ajax probing. Have looked more likely since the restart, but Rangers more than holding their own. Delivery into the box, header round the back post. Good save initially by Jenna Fife. And it's Ajax who strike first. It was the header from Katja Snoys. Back across goal. It's a really good save from Jenna Fife, and on the follow-up, Nadine Nordum was there just to make sure. It may well have already gone over the line, but the number 6 was there. She may well even be credited with the goal. Well, they have probed since the restart, Ajax. And that has finally paid dividends. Jenna Fife hasn't had too much to do. Made a really good save from the former Everton striker's header, but Nordum was there to apply the finishing touches. And Rangers, just like 3 days ago, are going to have to come from behind in Europe. It's going to be ever so demanding, having gone the distance on Wednesday evening. The squad stretched to the maximum, especially at this stage of the season. But it's a side managed by Anouk Brühl, appointed in June last year on a 2-year deal. The 31-year-old head coach has been involved with Ajax in the past 5 seasons, originally joining as an assistant in 2021. Coached some of the talent coming through with the under-19 side for the 3 years prior. Of course, reached the Dutch Cup final in her first season in charge, losing out in that competition. Having tasted Europa Cup, she wants more in the form of the Champions League, and Ajax have taken a step closer to that competition by landing the first blow on the night. And Rangers are going to have to show what they're made of for the second time in 3 days. Jenna Fife's going to have to react quickly off her line as Wilkson's back pass. Slightly short, long ball forward from both or so. Here's Kelly's Brookshire, looks to bust away beyond the defence. Brookshire across the box. No Rangers takers in the middle of the pitch. Hannah Blake tries to bring that one down. Sophie Black there as well. Both or so is battling away brilliantly, and Nicola Docherty can recycle possession. Good turn in the middle of the pitch from Sophie Black. Rangers looking to now play with a bit of freedom as they chase an equaliser in this final tonight. Collins' initial pass was loose. Number 8's onto it though. Clipped over the top. That's not a bad looking ball. Austin tries to scoop one into the area. Katie Wilkinson, arguably starved of real service. We know what she can do when she gets the opportunity in front of goal. 35 plus goals, back-to-back campaigns, having won Golden Boots previously in English Championship down south prior to moving up to Scotland. Certainly knows her way to goal, and if Rangers are to get a chance in this next 20 minutes plus stoppage time to get back on level terms, that's who they'll want it to fall to. But certainly will need the next goal, as they don't want to give themselves too much of a mountain to climb. In this second qualifying round final. The corner, Nicola Docherty gonna have to use all her experience in this situation. Been there before, not only as a Rangers player, has featured in this competition for Glasgow City. We've had some impressive runs to latter stages as well in years gone by. Head coach Leanne Crichton knows a thing or two about that as well. Some memorable nights on this very pitch, and Rangers still have sights on making this one of their own. They're going to have to act fast. With 19 minutes plus anything added on by Mikalina Diajko of Poland, tonight's referee. Docherty sizes up her options, clips it down the line. Sophie Black was interested. So number 9, Katja Snoyes, that was back in a defensive position, but Sophie Black has managed to win a corner kick, and Rangers will happily accept that. It was a similar situation on the other side that resulted in the equalising goal on Wednesday evening. They'll hope for similar. And it's going to be the youngster with the in-swinging delivery. Black's delivery into the box, punched away by Leifting. Docherty recycles. Bailey Collins moves it wide. Hannah Blake loose. Docherty managed to step in and keep Rangers in possession. Here's Gribo Thurso under pressure. Hannah Blake offers her support. Pass forward was maybe seeking out a return with our midfield partner, but Laura Berry was close by as well. Here is Berry. Laura Berry, left-footed shot from Berry. Into the hands of the number 28 between the post. Femke Lifting. It will be Rangers' first effort on target this evening. More promising. Can sort of play with more freedom now, although don't want to take too many risks going forward with the chance of leaving themselves open at the back, but we get to desperation time. But regardless of what happens in this latter part of the game, they will be guaranteed another European qualifier to come. But they hope still that it's the Champions League playoff round, and the referee has penalised Laura Berry for just holding the ball at her feet for too long. There's also questions something similar happening. There's the Ajax captain, Sarida Spitzer, stands over it. One of the greats of the game, 36 years of age, over 200 caps for the Netherlands. Still doing it at her age, even contributing 8 league goals in the last campaign. Just a smart player in the middle of that park, invaluable to have. And she hoped to lead her team into the playoff round of this competition. Ulsima. I wonder if Leanne Crichton will gamble further. Options being limited, the likes of Brogan Hay, Jodie McCleary, Cathy Hill, Laura Rafferty, Sarah Ewens, all absent this evening. We hope to get those sort of players back in the weeks to come as the competitive action continues. Positive run there from Ailey Austin from defence. Rangers asking the question of no advantage from the referee. Austin was clipped. Rangers slightly wasteful in possession thereafter, as we are shortly about to enter the final 15 minutes of the contest here at Petershill Park. Doherty's header. Cal Brookshire playing it off. Substitute Joelle Smits. Rangers goal kick. Smits, of course, experienced Dutch striker, 26 years of age. Another who's an internationalist, a few of them out there. On both sides, that being 8 senior caps to her name, having joined from PSV Eindhoven last summer. Jenna Fife moving it, another who's got plenty of experience in this competition, involved with Rangers on every occasion they've played in it. Wilkson's clip ball forward. It's taking a bit of a chance or two. Kiri Wilson looks to pounce onto that, make break for Khalees Brookshire. Looked across the box towards Laura Berry and has committed a foul in the meantime there. You could see the idea for Khalees Brookshire. Tried to roll one across the box and Laura Berry would have been nicely placed to finish it at the back post. Another player who knows a thing or two about goals on this pitch. As Rangers going to their substitutes bench again, Kirsty Smith, Scotland international, is on. As Leanne Crichton rolls the dice once again. Smith, of course, competitive Rangers debut in midweek on for Khalees Brookshire. Smith brings so much European experience for both club and country to Rangers. Those sorts of personalities in nights and situations like this. Featured in this competition in her Hibs days in the early part of her career before that big move to Manchester United. Applying her trade in recent seasons with West Ham and more recently Nottingham Forest. Makes the move back home. 60 caps for Scotland as well. Brings a range of qualities to this Rangers team. Can her addition make a meaningful impact in what remains here tonight, as we have reached final 12 minutes, as Ajax will be readying another change here. Ball down the side, Ailey Austin's round there on the cover. So what happens, though, Leanne Crichton will be so proud of her team's efforts over these two matches. A real tough draw always was going to be in the runners-up path in this competition. More than held their own, and they will hope the fairy tale run doesn't end this evening. Such an impressive comeback in midweek against Slavia Prague. There's just enough in the tank to try change their fortunes in this contest. The clock ticking in favour of the Dutch side and tonight's hosts. Smith won it. Smith has to try and react. As it's Kip who's up against Kirsty Smith. Tries to work a delivery into there. Really clever one. Shot was wrong initially. Blocked by Nicola Docherty. Ajax thought they were onto something there. It was Snoy's effort. And Snoy's, that was her last action. As Tuzani, the number 25, 18-year-old attacking prospect, another of several youth stars in the Ajax ranks. She has entered the field of play. So their main source of goals, who had a big say in the decisive opener with her header testing Jenna Fife. She's been replaced. Clip ball forward, Docherty challenging with Van Koppen. Docherty in the picture there, just looking to G up her Rangers teammates. She's had so many experiences of doing that on the years gone by, committing to another season in the summer. She'll hope her journey in this competition for this campaign isn't about to end. And she'll take the resulting throw to come. To the final 9 minutes of the contest. It's Noordum's header for Ajax, who has the Dutch side in the ascendancy and closing in on a place in the playoff qualifying round. And it would mean Rangers drop into the third qualifier of the Europa Cup, which would be a home and an away tie. Olsema tidies things up back with Docherty. Go back to Jenna Fife. Hannah Blake keeps safe possession for Leanne Crichton's side. Wilkinson holds it in really well, and Sophie Black's there on the overlap. Really good defensive cover though from Van Schoenhoven. Certainly making the desired impact as a substitute. Been all action really. The midfielder operating at right full-back. Docherty using the challenge, the goal scorer. Noordum plays it forward to Smits. Roksema has had a steady game in the Rangers backline, the number 11. One of Leanne Crichton's summer signings, of course, and that isn't a bad ball either. Laura Berry's interested and onside here. Schoenhoven is able to intercept but does concede the throw, and before mentioned Mika Roksema has now been replaced by Lily Boyce, the academy graduate who's been trusted in plenty of big games already in her young Rangers career. Is on for the final 7 minutes plus added here. Hannah Blake into Laura Berry. Goes down Laura Berry. Initially asked the question of the Polish referee, but nothing doing. As far as a penalty kick was concerned, Austin's pass infield evades her teammates, and Ajax thought they could have been on to something with the runner Joelle Smits. Just gone a second too early. As Rangers will now be in a rush. A rush to try and equalise and take this to extra time. Nicely off from Wilkinson. Laura Berry's shot just wide of the post. May have been via deflection, or may well have been a touch on the goalkeeper, albeit Rangers have a corner kick with 6 minutes plus added time here. It was the 82nd minute that Nicola Docherty stepped up on Wednesday evening to fire them level. They will certainly hope for something similar here as Sophie Black is about to place the ball and send in an in-swinging delivery. Opts to go short to Laura Berry instead, changes the angle. Black's delivery round the back post. Thurso is the closest there. It's going to go out for a throw on the far side as it was screened out efficiently by Jvisha Amber, who's another who's had a steady game at left back. Ajax getting closer as we tick towards the final 5 minutes at the home of Glasgow City and Partick Thistle. Header was met by Kirsty Smith. Sophie Black really will hope for a breakthrough season, and Rangers colours. Her and Lily Boyce on the ball at the moment were recalled by Leanne Crichton from their respective loan spell with Motherwell in January. Joined up to be full-time members of the squad in the second half of the season before signing professional terms last month. Both are shows. Ball down the side, clear by Amber at Rangers, getting a bit of encouragement by more play happening in the final third of the pitch as both are shows battling away. Rangers try and create something. It was Bailey Collins, who may well have clipped the crossbar on that occasion, just tried to help it into the area. Leifting in the Ajax goal, the Chelsea loanee just had to be aware of where our posts were on that occasion, and Rangers coming ever so close, and from Bailey Collins' perspective, to getting back on level terms, albeit may not have been a direct effort at goal, just sort of tried to help it into the area. Looks as though Femke Leifting is going to take the direct route, and Ajax are getting ever so close to booking their place in the playoff round, but Rangers look to have a say otherwise. Grebo Thursos look to really take this match in a stride in these last few moments and drive her team on to an equaliser. That's turning over the ball. Rangers want a throw in. They're going to get it. Kirsty Smith's in a hurry to get things moving again. Kerry Wilkinson provides the support. Kirsty Smith on the overlap. Can she pick out a teammate in blue in the box? Cut out of the front post. Kerry Wilkinson's there. Left-footed shots deflected wide of the target. Rangers going to have another corner kick here. And the fans are getting right behind them all the way to the death here. Wednesday evening would have took so much out of them, but they're looking to push all the way and try and get to extra time once again. And Nicola Docherty, who will be the only left-footed Rangers player on the pitch, and they want an in-swinging corner kick to come. The captain goes across. Scorer of the equaliser the other night, looks to turn provider tonight. Docherty's in-swinging delivery, flicked on at the front post, and it's Ailey Austin once again. Scored the decisive winner on Wednesday evening, and she's headed home an equaliser tonight. Nicola Docherty provides the cross, and Ailey Austin rose highest in the box and heads home Rangers equaliser. And they are back on level terms in this qualifying final here. Stepping up on the big occasion, Ailey Austin. The two players who sparked to come back on Wednesday evening have combined to do so again, and with just over 2 minutes on the clock, Rangers are back on terms, and their Champions League dream remains alive as Ajax look to come forward themselves. This game's really now opened up. Rangers might fancy a winner before the night is out. Bailey Collins driving them forward. Laura Berry pulled off to the right flank once again. Delivery around the back post. is claimed by Leifting. And all of a sudden, this one has turned really lively. A set piece paying dividends for Rangers. Once again, and Ajax coming forward at the other end. This one really opening up now. And Kopen. It's inside. Staying away. Other skill. As Ajax just look to put a foot on the ball and regain a bit of control on this one. Goal scorer of the first goal, Nordum clips it into the box. Austin head it away initially. Black goes back to her captain. As we're about to find out the additional time here. Looking like 3 minutes of additional play. And for the second time in 3 days, Rangers could be heading for extra time. Ajax want to have a say themselves. Good interception from Ailey Austin. Confirmation of those 3 minutes. Are we going to see a winner at Petershill here? In normal time, ball into the box. Ajax won a penalty originally, still bouncing around. And it may well have been given. It has, for a pull inside the area here. Referee has pointed to the penalty spot. There was claims inside the area. But referee saw enough to point to the penalty spot here, and with just over 2 minutes to go of added time, Ajax are going to have a golden opportunity from 12 yards to surely book their place in the playoff round. And it's their captain, Sherida Spitzer. Rangers will have plenty of complaints over the award of that decision, but it's now in the hands of Jenna Fife between the posts to keep their Champions League dream alive here. The experienced Spitzer steps up, slots it beyond Jenna Fife, and Ajax strike in stoppage time via the penalty spot. And surely, barring a late Rangers equaliser for the second time, have booked their place in the playoff round right at the death. Captain stepping up when she was needed. One of the Netherlands' greatest ever players, an outstanding midfielder, stepping up when her team really needed her there. And barring a late fight, Rangers are going to suffer late heartbreak here as Ajax are going to make a substitute in the dying embers here. As Daniel Noordemir is on for what remains here. And it will do from Ajax. Rangers looking to scramble. Another late equaliser here. An agony way to lose the game if that's the way it ends up being. Doherty clips one forward. May well be the last chance, although you'd imagine there'll be a bit added on given the stoppage for the penalty kick. Laura Berry and the corner flag. Kirsty Smith there to help retain possession. Rangers will get the throw in. It's now or never for Rangers' Champions League hopes for this season. Bailey Collins with a throw. Flipped by an Ajax head, the goal scorer of their first goal. And Nadine Noordum was the one to clear. And with Ajax getting the throw in the final stages of the game, that is that for the contest. Rangers' Champions League hopes suffer late heartbreak with a stoppage time penalty kick from Sherida Spitzer, the Ajax captain, after Ailey Austin came up with a moment of inspiration for the second time in 3 days to get them back on level terms from Nicola Docherty's corner. They fell behind in an action-packed second half when Katia Snooz's header was brilliantly denied by Jenna Fife from close range, was maybe heading goalwards before Nadeem Noordum was there to turn the ball over the line. Rangers had to react, and credit to them, they did. Nicola Docherty, who was only deemed fit enough to start on the bench tonight, made her way onto the pitch, and as all good captains do, got her side, or helped her side back on level terms with a in-swinging corner kick delivery, which was met by the head of Ailey Austin. But a foul inside the Rangers box in the opinion of the Polish referee, as she pointed to the spot a minute into stoppage time. And the captain of Ajax dispatching the spot kick impressively. So it's the Amsterdam-based club who move into the playoff round of qualifying, overcoming Brøndby on Wednesday evening and Rangers tonight. Leanne Crichton can be proud of her team's efforts. They pushed Ajax all the way this evening, getting back on level terms as the game looked destined for extra time once again, but suffering late heartbreak. Rangers will now drop into the Europa Cup qualifying route and will learn their fate in that competition in due course. But it will prove to be a big learning curve for the players who gave everything over those two matches. 120 minutes on Wednesday evening, coming out on top against Slavia Prague. But just falling short tonight as Ajax celebrate amongst themselves, booking their place in the next qualifying round, winning the mini knockout tournament held in Scotland. And they will await their own Champions League fate now and what's to come. Their dream carries on in this competition as they look to reach it once again. But for Rangers, we will have European competition still to look forward to. But attention now turns to the beginning of the SWPL campaign for them as they look to win a first league title in what will be 5 seasons, having lost out on this very pitch on the final day. Plenty Rangers can take from those 2 matches in their first competitive outings of the season as they go and show some support for those who made their way to Petershill Park this Saturday evening. Confirmation of the other game in this mini tournament between Slavia Prague and Brøndby in the third place playoff. That one locked level at a goal apiece at the moment. But it's Ajax who take their claims on a really thrilling contest that came to life in the second half. They warm up for their respective Eredivisie season as they look to wrestle back the title for the first time since 2023. For Rangers, Montrose await in 8 days' time before Spartans in their first home league game of the season, and Hearts to round off the month. Their Champions League exploits are over as they fall the second round qualifying stage. Impressive showing, and taking two top teams, pushing them all the way. But it's over here at Petershill Park. It's Ajax who come out on top. Scoreline: Ajax 2, Rangers 1 here at Petershill Park. And that's all from us here on this evening as Rangers ready themselves for league duties. Good night.